I mean, this is nothing to do with the trailer. I'm just going to ask you this, Jeff. If when you die, it turns out reincarnation is real, and St. Peter or whatever is like, yeah, I'm still here, but I do reincarnation. It's not a gate to heaven. You're going to go into the next life.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, so you can be a person again, or you can be a fly. Now, if you're a fly, it's going to suck, but also you get to be, like, omniscient.
You get to know everything?
Yeah.
If you're a fly. Okay. So you're a fly, but you know everything.
You know everything.
But what is... Okay, so now I immediately want to ask, like, what is the purpose of knowing everything if you're a fly? Like, what can you do with that knowledge if you can't communicate?
You can't do anything with it, but you get to have it.
But you get to know it. And you don't get to keep it on the third life,
but
like the life after the flying?
Let's say that, like, in between lives, when you're walking from one gate to another or whatever, it's like an airport exchange. Yeah. You get to remember all of it then.
Well, if I can know it in the afterlife regardless, like, then I'm not taking the fly job.
No, but you would remember it from being a fly. Like, you'd remember all of... That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I would do a cycle as a fly if it meant that, like, all of the time that I spend in the afterlife to know everything.
Yeah, never mind.
It's just one
this
day.
Is a dumb question. Of course you would. Of course you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no risk at all.
There's no risk, exactly.
All right. Never mind. Okay.
So that's what this show is about. Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, episode 18.
We're going to Rocket Town.
I can't wait to get to Rocket Town. Before we get going on the episode, why don't we stop in for a little weather report from our good friend Daniel K.
Yeah, let's just plug into that feed.
Take it away, Daniel.
Okay, hi Ryan, hi Jeff. Hello NoCat listeners. Are you all ready for another live weather report? Keep you updated, etc., etc. Stay informed about what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so, we're expecting a top of 28 degrees Celsius this afternoon, and we had a low of 17 degrees earlier this morning. It's going to be humid and partly cloudy with a 30% chance of rain, just light showers, no more than 0.5 mil in total of rain. We've got some light southwesterly winds blowing at the moment, 15 to 20 k's an hour, and they'll be easing off to 10 k's and tending southerly more towards the evening. And despite this nice cloud cover, the UV index is expected to reach an 8 this afternoon, which is a high to moderate rating, so pop on a hat if you're going to head out. Make the most of this mild day, because the sun's going to be out and all these clouds gone by tomorrow, and it's probably going to stay fine and sunny for the rest of the week by the look of things. Yeah, that's it. That's all. It's just a normal one today. There's nothing weird going on today. There's no clouds of spiders, no Esperanto, no nothing. Yeah, sometimes the weather's just normal. It's just weather, nothing's going on. Yeah. Sure. So, I guess, how are things with you two?
Good. Did you want to...
Yeah,
Are we supposed to...
Cool. Good. Yeah, I'm good too.
Oh, what did you...
Okay, yeah, I bet...
Are you done?
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't have anything else to say. No, I thought I'd just say hi. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, the weather report's
Hi.
over. That's it. I better just... Yeah, back to you in the studio, guys. Sorry.
Meteorology, we love you.
Thank you so much, Daniel K. As always, everybody should go listen to the Daniel K's Let's Plays podcast project. It's an excellent show.
Mm-hmm. You'll be even more informed than you are now.
That's right.
If you go listen to that.
Which, can you believe that? I certainly can't. And with that, let's start the show. Last week, we were in Nibelheim.
Yeah, and then we went through the awful Mount Nibble passage.
Yeah, we went up to the reactor, we got sidetracked.
Through the condemned discovery zone, through the monster spider. And you've been waiting to get to Rocket Town since the beginning.
I have.
Even when you didn't know it existed.
Even when I didn't know that I was waiting for it, I was waiting for it.
Well, we were in the space library. And
oh, yeah, that's right.
Space library?
I was like, we better go to space. And here we go.
Yeah.
Well,
we're not going to
get to space, but... we're at least going to where rockets are. Mm-hmm. We're going to Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, and we're going to meet an old friend who's new again. Born again.
Born again in a new world.
Incarnation of
God,
Sid.
he's so awesome in this one.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's go to Rocket Town. We just beat that boss that at the end of the condemned Discovery Zone, and let's go.
Yeah.
So it says our in-game time is like 32 hours right now. Oh, here we are on the backside.
Yeah, okay, this is how you get over here.
I guess we're probably at like 25,
Yeah.
not 32.
We're definitely not at 32.
I let it run for a long time yesterday.
We let it run not just yesterday, too.
Yeah. I think you're really gonna like this next part if it is what I remember it being.
Where am I going?
Just, I think we're finally getting to a part where it's like where you're headed is wherever you see next.
Dog bats. A new town.
Oh, you're gonna like this place.
It's like a ship or something. I do love that both past you and current you are like, Jeff is into space. He likes space shit. He's gonna like this. What's that? Ooh. Is that how we're gonna get to space? Is it a big gun that's gonna shoot us into space? A rusty old rocket. Fuck yeah.
I was like, I thought you'd recognize it as a rocket.
What?
It's kind of like
I thought
a
it was
gun.
a howitzer.
Yeah.
Like, Well, in my defense, the rocket is tilted.
Yeah, just to describe this, we walk into Rocket Town.
Which is a town at the base of a rocket.
Yeah, like it's on the launch pad.
If this rocket were to ever launch, town would be destroyed.
Let's just describe it a little. It looks sort of like a muddy little village in like, the countryside of the UK or something. Like it's like wooden houses with shingle roofs, signs hanging off of poles that stick off the buildings.
Right.
And
right next to that, looming overhead, 30 feet away, is a gigantic Delta IV rocket. I'll get into that later.
it's rustic here.
It's rustic, and the rocket is rusty.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that it's the leaning tower of rockets. It threw me off. Rockets are vertical.
Better ask the captain about this town. He's the one in charge of it.
Who's the captain? The captain was a pilot when Shinra was still interested in their space program. All 5 minutes ago. He was going to be the world's first astronaut, but there was an accident. Ever since then, he's been wasting his life away here dreaming about going into outer space.
Just like Neil Armstrong.
Just like me, I mean. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Him.
Wasted his whole life dreaming about going into space.
Yeah, and he never achieved
But
it.
no,
It's so sad.
You're gonna like this.
Yeah, Rocket Town. This is where they're holding the reunion?
No, I don't think we're going to the reunion.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Is it
Because he
real or
said it was
fake?
going to be at Mount Nibble, and we just kind of walked through Mount Nibble.
Right. Would you like something to drink? Let me hear your story.
Did you meet the captain already? He's really the town's representative, so you should talk with him.
So we're going around Rocket Town looking for the captain.
yeah, everyone is like, I can't talk to you until the captain says it's okay. He's very violent.
There's a guy who's like in the bathroom. The door is locked. I'm in here. Are you the captain?
I'm looking for the captain.
My job's to make everyone laugh all over the world. This is where the comedian lives. The
world's only comedian.
The world's only comedian.
And he stays inside.
Whoa.
So we walk into the backyard of one of the houses, and there's like a little biplane sitting in the back.
It's got a Shinra logo on it.
There's a Shinra logo on it. Tiny Bronco. This is cool. The Shinra always used to keep the most useful things to themselves. Let's steal it.
May I help you?
No, we're just looking at it.
If you'd like to use it, please ask the captain. The captain should be in the rocket.
While we're talking about stealing this plane, a woman in a lab coat comes up behind us.
Yeah, this is Shira. I'm Shira. So you're not with the Shinra. I thought the approval for the reopening of the space program came. President Rufus is scheduled to come here. The captain's been so restless all morning.
Yeah, and she informs us that we're in for one of our regularly scheduled encounters with Shinra's top brass.
We just keep running into
It
them.
seems to happen about every hour and a half in this game. Like, you get to a new place, and then all of Shinra shows up. It's Rufus, it's
like a
Heidegger,
heartbeat
it's the
of
whole
the
party.
game. I'm going to use the plane.
We gotta get to the rocket.
The airboat. Ooh, look at this.
An old car with a machine gun next
with
to
an
it. That's badass.
AK-47. Yeah. This is where he works on his hot rod. And his terrorism. Everyone in this town was a mechanic. The leaning rocket, right? That's Shinra number 26. It never got off the ground, though. No fucking shit.
So Shira has told us that the captain's in the rocket, but we keep walking around town and, like, digging around in the captain's house.
You know, you're gonna want to explore everything before you do the thing that you know you need to do.
And like he's like, welcome, this is the item shop. As though he sees you walk in, like looking around, and he's like, that's what this is.
If you were curious, you look confused.
I've had people walk in the bookstore and ask me like what kind of store we are.
It's kind of amazing. I'm in the rocket. It's like a Delta 9 or Delta 5 Heavy.
I'll take your word for it.
I
believe you.
It's a heavy rocket. Launches like the heavier shit into space. Jeff of the past, it's a Delta 4 Heavy. Get it fucking right.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, I'm about to be so pedantic about space that it's like, for me to be wrong about shit, I'm like, oh, from the future, I'm like, oh, Jeff.
Yeah, but we walk up like a bunch of ladders and stuff. There's no like gates or locks or anything. You can just walk into the top of the rocket.
we go up to the top of the gantry and see the captain. Mm-hmm. Hey, buddy, what are you doing up here on the gantry? What are you guys doing here? We heard the captain was here. Captain? I'm the captain. Sid!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know how I didn't see that coming. Look at it, he's like smoking he's like got like a toothpick in his mouth or a cigarette.
Yeah, something.
Oh, look at that badass look. Holy shit, I forgot he was in this game.
I know. We're still on disc 1, motherfucker.
I know. The name's Sid. Everyone calls me Captain, though. What do you want? Tell me about this rocket. Wow, not bad for a kid.
We have to, right? Like, is he always this bad?
Is he that?
I don't know. It's really hard not to.
Yeah. Well, all right then. We'll explain it to you.
Oh, this is actually going to be really funny, I think.
You know, Shinra developed a lot of technological gadgets during the Meaningless War, right?
That's what they call it, the Meaningless War, with a capital. It's not capitalized there.
And then there was Meaningless War 2. Now it's a Mako company. But in the old days, it was a weapons manufacturer. Well, they came up with a rocket engine. There was so much excitement about the thoughts of going into outer space. Our dreams got bigger and bigger. They put a major budget into it and made a prototype after prototype. Finally, they've completed Shinra number 26. They chose the best pilot in Shinra. No, the world. The world.
The world?
Me. I mean, come on. And finally, we get to the day of launch, and everything was going well, you see, you know, because of that dumbass Shira, the launch got messed up. That's why they became so anal. What? And so, Shinra nixed their outer space exploration plans. After they told me how the future was space exploration and got my damn hopes up. Damn them. Fuck those guys.
Damn them.
You know. Then it was all over since once they found out Mako Energy was profitable. They didn't even so much as look at space exploration. Money, moolah, dinero. My dream was just a financial number for them. Look at this rusted rocket. This next one we're gonna play is called Rusted Rocket. I wrote it. It was a dream I had. I was supposed to be the first man in space with this. Every day it tilts a little bit more. Tilting further and further to the correct angle for the moon.
You're just waiting for it to reach the proper...
At this rate, I don't know which will come first, this thing falling down or me getting out of here. My last hope is to talk to the president.
Well,
that's it. That's all.
Yeah, so Sid, who's been waiting for Shinra to restart their space program, thinks that maybe today is the day.
Yeah, right, because the president is coming.
We've let him keep his name, so we know that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. Right, we've let him keep his name like he's a part of our party.
Uh-huh.
That's what he's got to say?
Everyone was like, you gotta meet the captain.
Yeah, and he's like...
He's up there and he tells you this sad story, and then he looks at the corner and is like, oh,
I love Shinra, or Shira, or whatever her name was like, oh, you should go talk to the captain. You get up there, and he's like, Shira fucked everything
Oh,
up.
dude, just wait. Shira's gonna get it.
Man, Sid in this game has attitude and dreams, and he's frustrated that his dreams weren't achieved, and I fucking love him so much.
Everybody loves him, even though he's not nice to anybody.
Yeah, that's even in the game, like, not just all the people
Everyone in the town is, like, terrified of him. They're like, I can't really tell you about this town. You should go talk to him.
Yeah.
And then you get there, and he's like, oh, you do? Here. Well, let me fucking tell you about my broken dreams that nobody fucking cares about.
Yeah. And we should also acknowledge, yes, of course he's Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney forever.
Yeah,
Sid will always
be until they start voicing him for us.
Even then, we should talk over them.
Oh, look at me, I'm a hot mechanic. My boobs are hanging out. Would you like me to work on your car? Or maybe on something else?
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, I love how he turns around and then you just kind of leave the room without saying anything.
Yeah,
You're
goodbye.
just like, okay.
Goodbye, sir.
That was quite a rant you just went on, sir.
Yeah. Looks like you've been waiting for somebody to come up here to tell that to. Well, now what? We heard his story. He wants to meet the president.
President is coming here, so maybe after we've talked to him, if we go somewhere else, something will happen.
Is that just what's going on here?
What the fuck?
Where's the reunion? What? Where? Do we go back
Let's
in?
go
Did we
talk
miss
to
something?
Shira again.
Oh, right. She was in, like, through...
In
Oh,
the
right.
house, yeah.
Go talk to the captain and then return to the Cessna plane. Mm-hmm. Right. So, yeah, we go talk to Shira.
Mm-hmm.
Did the captain say anything?
No.
Nothing at all. He didn't say anything about anybody else. Fuck, Shira! What are you, blind?
Oh, sorry.
We got some guests. Get some tea. Fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sorry.
Really, don't mind us. You showed up, sit your ass down in that chair, and drink a goddamn tea.
He's awesome.
Oh, damn, I'm pissed.
Angry Paul McCartney, I feel like it's never happened.
Shira will be in the backyard tuning up the Tiny Bronco.
Tiny Bronco.
And make sure to serve them some tea, alright? Yeah, he's like a vulgar, violent man.
Yeah, I love it. Damn, man. What's up with that guy's attitude? Sorry, it's our fault.
No, he's always like this.
I believe
it's
you.
my fault.
Is it like this all the time? You keep quiet even when he's like that to you.
No, it's because of my stupid mistake. I was the one who destroyed his dream.
Yeah, he mentioned.
What happened?
So now we get, in my opinion, one of the most ridiculous flashbacks of the game.
Yeah, we get to go back to a time before Sid was an angry, abusive man.
Except he totally was.
Except he's still angry and abusive.
So Sid and Shira are like in the bowels of the rocket working on some part.
Hey, get your ass in gear.
You work like a snail. Even the moon would get tired waiting around for your ass.
Wait, but she
While
hasn't
I'm
messed up
standing
yet.
around howling at it.
She's like, no, it's because I messed up, but he's still like this.
Yeah, he was like this before.
I'm sorry?
Don't take so much time checking the fucking oxygen tank. Shira, being careful's good, but it won't do any good no matter how many times you check the fucking oxygen tank. That thing wouldn't break even if hell froze over. I designed it myself.
But
No buts. You're not stupid, so be more efficient. This is fucking crazy. This is like almost a representation of how the Challenger disaster occurred. Because she's trying to be overly zealous about checking things, and he's like, we got a schedule.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. We're going to launch at the under cold. It's going to be under freezing, but we're going to do it anyway. I don't know. The idea to me of she's like, there's something wrong with the oxygen tank, and he's like, you're too good at your job. There's obviously not something wrong with the oxygen
He's
tank.
like, you're
And she's
taking
like,
all the fun out of this.
but she's like, I know my job. I am good at my job, and I'm telling you, I need to check this
No,
again.
she doesn't say that. She says, sorry, I'm such a fool.
Yeah,
Sorry.
my god.
Sorry.
He's so horrible.
You fucking dick. This is before she made the mistake. Captain, our dreams are finally coming true. We're so proud to be a part of the launch of Shinra number 26. Preparations are complete. All that's left is liftoff. This is going to be a real nettling catastrophe. Should I explain that nettling catastrophe thing?
Sure.
All right, this is a really fucked up story. But basically, they were launching a mission. I think it was like one of the first missions to send a probe to the moon. But basically, like, you know how rockets have multiple stages where it's like there's a separation and then a whole second rocket like then shoots off? Well, the second stage of the rocket started launching while it was sitting on the launch pad with everybody working on it. So it just exploded on the launch pad, killing 165 people, including this guy, Marshall Nettleton, who they like claimed that he died in an airplane crash, which was certainly not true. And none of this was known until 1989, and they like hushed up all the families of the engineers who died and stuff like that. So it's an interesting piece of Russian space program history.
What, did they like reveal it and like everyone had a big laugh about it?
Not
like,
exactly that. It wasn't really a laugh.
where they were like meeting with Americans after the wall of the the
it
fall
was
of the
with
Iron
glass
Curtain. They were like, "You'll never
yeah.
believe this, but this is
But
hilarious."
this is something that we did too, and all sorts of. It's the most fascinating shit in the world.
Yeah.
This is why I launch into these.
All right, Captain, fly our dreams into outer space.
What a
And then
crazy
leave
thing
them
to
there,
say.
never to be seen again.
Shoot them even
I want
further.
nothing more with those foul things. Take them away.
Deep into.
We're praying for your safety.
Throw them into the sun.
Dude, check out this cockpit.
Instrument panel all clear.
So the launch is about to happen. Sid's in the cockpit.
Yep. Shinra's number 26 ready for launch. God, I am thrilled about this.
Yeah.
Engine pressure rising. Shinra number 26, 3 minutes to launch, beginning countdown. Finally. Suddenly, a bunch of alarm lights start flashing.
What happened?
We have an emergency situation.
The mechanic is still in the engine section of the rocket.
Oh no. What? Who is the little fuck? What, is she checking the oxygen tank right now?
She's checking something, I guess, I think.
I don't know. Activating the intercom in the engine section.
Hey, well, damn it. Who the fuck's still in there?
It's Shira, Captain. Don't mind me. Go ahead with the launch.
Shira, what are you still doing in there?
I was still concerned. The results of the oxygen tank weren't satisfactory.
You stupid bitch.
Why?
You stupid
Why does she
little
think
cunt.
that this is okay to be here during...
Stupid
She's like,
little
go
whore.
ahead. Go ahead.
It's so hot in there that you ain't gonna be shit left when we blast off. You're gonna be burnt into a crisp. You're gonna die. You know that, don't you? I don't mind.
What?
Oh my god.
If I can just fix this, the launch will be a success. I'm almost done. This is so crazy that she would decide to kill herself here. Like, because that's her choice.
Yeah,
that's the choice that she's making
choice
right
she's
now.
making. It's a complicated situation.
Why is she unnecessarily sacrificing herself?
She's also putting Sid in the position of just kill me, it's fine.
Exactly.
Which is not cool.
Incredibly uncool.
I mean, no matter how uncool Sid has been to her, which is very This
uncool. This is a very uncool move back at him, and it's not even.
Or-
it doesn't seem like she means it to be.
is she like calling his bluff? Is she doing? I mean, he's so awful to her. Is she? Is she like,
don't
I'll
know.
either die or I'll fuck up his dreams? Well, we know that's not the case because later she says
Right, she does.
otherwise.
I also want to mention, I think this oxygen tank may be a very slight reference to what happened on Apollo 13, where there was a fault in the oxygen tank that they didn't know about for months before the launch, and then it wound up causing an explosion on that ship. So she could be like the one who tried to stop the Apollo 13 launch from happening.
I'd say that connection is tenuous, but I'll go
agree,
with
it's
it.
a little loose.
Almost done. You're gonna die.
We must start the countdown. We won't make it if we don't. Why does that countdown have to be right then?
I don't know.
Starting engine.
Space stuff. I feel like I see
Hey,
this in
wait a
movies
minute.
where they're like, this is our window. Because the weather's clear now and we're gonna
that's
launch.
not what they're not setting up the window properly. Hey, wait a minute.
I should have
Shira's
foreseen this.
still in
You'd be here and
here.
you're like, rocket flight doesn't work like this.
Exactly.
Wait, Jeff, are you telling me that this sci-fi Mako rocket in the world of Final Fantasy VII is not lining up with the real-world rocketry that has happened here?
Look, are you telling me that you didn't see it coming, that I was going to wind up being too pedantic to fully appreciate
I totally
this?
saw it coming. But I mean, like, I've seen movies. Don't they start countdowns and then they can't stop them for some reason? And
No,
stuff?
I literally watched the final shuttle launch in 2011 stop their countdown at 9 and resumed it after 3 minutes of checking a thing.
Well, I mean, that's just not very good for attention in movies and video games. So
I can't argue with that.
What are you gonna do, Sid? If we cancel now, it'll be another 6 months until the next launch. Why? God damn it, She-Ra. You wanna make me a murderer?
Tank number 7, check is complete. Once I complete number 8, it's all clear.
What the fuck? Come on, She-Ra, hurry the fuck up, you're gonna die!
Just get out of there.
30 seconds until ignition. Beginning countdown.
Sid, forget about her. We won't make it in time.
What? What am I supposed to do? So he's the resentment that he has for this bitch is so
he's
extreme.
Just like, you.
15 seconds until
How did
ignition.
you make this decision? What the fuck put me in this situation?
Yeah, and then, oh man, the moon, out of space, my dreams. We've lost the moon.
Can't land on the moon with one healthy fuel cell, John.
oh, okay. What are you talking
It's
about?
Apollo 13 references. So honestly, I'm putting that in and I'm leaving it in for my brother.
We can't land on the moon with one good fuel cell. Shit. Oh shit. Wait, it launched.
Yeah, so the rocket starts to take off and then he shuts it down.
Yeah, it gets 30 feet into the air, maybe.
Right, and then it starts descending. But I got to imagine Shira's dead at this point.
That's what I mean, the engine's fired.
Mm-hmm.
The fire came out,
Yes.
What? Oh shit. Oh, no. That's, no, it can't just, no. I have seen way too much actual footage of rockets when it does that, and it does not do this.
Were those Shinra rockets that you were watching?
Well, no, they
that?
were only made by NASA, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, what happens? We need to say what happened.
Yeah, the rocket comes back down on the pad and then it starts creaking to the side.
Yeah, we should say it doesn't blow up. It lands.
Right.
It lands.
It does a
back
vertical
down.
landing and then it tilts. And then it slowly fades to rust. The same image, transitions to a 5 years later, the rocket's in the same spot and it's rusted.
The most mysterious thing about this to me is how does it just tilt like this? What's holding it up?
I think
how does
part
it
of the
just
rocket
lean?
tower, the part of the tower that is holding the rocket
Yeah,
up,
maybe, yeah.
it's leaning against it.
I can't tell.
But Sid also said that it's continuously leaning more and more, and eventually it's going to fall.
See, I think it just literally kind of
Stopped
dug
at
into
this
the
angle,
ground
yeah,
and had
and-
enough torque to just sort of stay.
That's what it seems like.
Still would have been too. She
would have died.
Yeah.
A, she would have died. B, when it comes back down, it's filled with fuel. It's going to explode. He pushed the emergency engine shutdown switch, aborting the mission to save my life. After that, the space program was cut back and the launch was canceled. It's my fault his dream was destroyed.
You know what? I actually agree. It is all your fault. What the fuck?
Seriously.
Why would you put him in that position?
That's why.
What's wrong with you?
It's alright. I don't care what the captain says. I'll live my life for him.
But it's why did he put her in that position first, though? Where
Right.
she's like, you're gonna die if I don't fix this, and he's like, Shira, stop making it not fun. I'm gonna die. Don't
Yeah.
stop me.
Exactly.
And then she's like, well, I'm gonna die. Don't stop me. And he's like, oh fuck, why would you think of that? And it's just this they're gonna kill each other one day.
Now, I would say they built the whole rocket and they just didn't launch it. That was the only step that they didn't do. But that's actually what happened with 3 Saturn V rockets with the Apollo program when Nixon canceled it. It's a lot of money to fuel them up.
Yeah.
In
There's not a lot of
mass
money on the
defense.
moon.
Not a lot of money on the moon. And that's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that we should be going after.
That's the metric by which we should measure everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shira, you still haven't served him tea?
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry.
Why do I tolerate you?
I'm gonna fucking murder you. I should never have hit the shutdown button.
Or ain't my hospitality good enough for you?
God, he's so bitter.
What a nightmare this guy is.
The late, where's Rufus? Oh, here's the head of the space program. Hey, long time no see. So, Sid, how you been?
Oh, it's this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Palmer.
So we still haven't gotten our fucking tea when
Palmer shows up.
Well, if it ain't Fat Man Palmer, how long were you figuring on keeping me waiting?
So, when's the space program gonna start up again? Hey, I don't know. The president's outside, so why don't you ask him? Fuck. Good for nothing fat fuck. Don't say fat. Hey, tea. I like that. So this guy's kind of got a, hey. Lots of sugar and honey, and oh yeah, don't forget the lard.
Yeah.
Throw some lard in
that tea.
Hey, have we met before?
Yeah, Palmer, don't you recognize us? After the president of Shinra was murdered, suddenly we ran into the room and you took off.
How could Palmer not recognize Cloud,
right?
At least. Like,
we even got the guy with the gun for an arm.
Yeah, there's a guy with a gun for an arm, there's a guy with spiky hair.
And he's like, do I know you? Whatever.
Hey, is the tea ready? With plenty of sugar and honey. Oh yeah, don't forget the lard.
We go back out to the main part of town where Rufus has just broken the news to Sid that he's not here to reignite the space program and his dreams. Mm-hmm. He's here to take the Tiny Bronco.
Yeah, he needs to borrow the Tiny Bronco to chase Sephiroth.
I want to borrow the Tiny Bronco.
Oh my god.
What the? You got me all excited for nothing? We're gonna go after Sephiroth, but it seems like we've been going in the wrong direction. But now we think we know where he's headed, but we have to cross the ocean. That's why we want your plane.
Fuck, first the airship, then the rocket, and now the Tiny Bronco. Shinra took out the space away from me, and now you want to take the sky away from me too. He's like,
wow. Oh my god.
He's like, I haven't talked to you in a while. I forgot you.
You seem to forget it was because of Shinra Inc. that you were able to fly in the first place.
What?
Excuse me. This way.
While Rufus is, like, not wanting to handle Sid's shit, which we're watching from, like, the doorway of this building.
Yeah.
Shira shows up behind us and is like, hey, you guys wanted to use the Tiny Bronco, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I do.
I believe Palmer's gonna take it. Why don't you talk to him?
Okay.
She's like, he's gonna steal it while Sid's distracted. Why don't you go?
Yeah. Go stop that from happening. Why do I have to do this? I'm the head of the space program.
He's stealing a plane.
Legitimately good question.
We'll be taking that Tiny Bronco.
Yeah, Bronco. We'll take the Tiny Bronco.
I've seen you somewhere before. Yeah, this guy is
was
great.
in that
He's
fucking building. I know, the Shinra building. When the president was killed. Oh, God. Security. Oh, we're gonna fight the head of the space program.
This has got to be the weirdest Shinra fight, right?
Yeah, it's like a comedy fight, and it ends with a joke.
He actually is kind of designed like the head of the Russian space program from the 60s.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's something really Russian about it. I couldn't think of Russian, but I was like, you've seen this guy before.
No, he
he's
looks
a
like
bureaucrat
Sergei
of some
Korolev,
kind, but
yeah.
he's somehow charismatic enough that he's made his way to the top of a totally evil organization, but he's not really good for anything.
Well, Korolev was good for stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm not speaking to Korolev. I'm just saying the character of this, like... Yeah, like a Russian oligarch, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like,
he
who is this
dances
guy?
after getting hit by that thing.
It's like you meet him and you're like, you're telling me this guy has a lot of money and power?
Yeah.
That seems terrible.
Yeah, how did that happen? How did we let that happen?
Trying to imagine what a movie would be like if the characters had these kinds of powers. Like in action sequences, they the ground opens up and a demon comes out. And
hey man, if you want to know, fucking just watch the movie The Spirits Within.
So yeah, the Tiny Bronco turns on and starts invading the fight.
Yeah, it does like in Indiana Jones when he's fighting the big bald guy, and it just starts spinning, like it drives in a circle.
Yeah, and it's gonna take down Palmer.
Whoa,
oh
the
my
plane's
God.
going. Whoa, woof. Just barely missed.
Palmer barely ducks the propeller and turns around, sticks his tongue out
He
at
does
us,
like a neener neener.
and then he walks away and gets hit by a truck.
What? In the battle, the truck won.
That was so wild.
That's
What- like,
hilarious.
what?
That was a legitimate joke. Like the Eden coat. All right, get ready for a pre-rendered cutscene. I assume.
It won't stop. The only way to get out is to get in and fly it away.
Look at how you fly. You stand on the fucking
What?
thing.
That's so much different than I expected it to be. What? Yeah, okay. That is a cool design.
Because the Tiny Bronco was in like a fenced-in backyard, instead of breaking through the fence and taking off like a normal plane, it like hovers up like a helicopter and then takes off forward. And we're all on the wings, holding on for dear life.
Yeah, there's not a cockpit. You sit on top of it. That must be why it's called the Tiny Bronco. You like literally straddle the top of it and like ride it around like it's a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a helicopter plane glider thing.
Yeah, fly right next to the rocket. It seems not dangerous. Yeah. Whee! Goodbye, President Idiot.
Yeah, we fly past Rufus and we're like, Sid, hop on.
We like buzz him, you know? We do
Yeah.
one of those like, let's just like give him a scare.
But I also want to mention, I bet Rufus is going to be pretty mad at that truck driver
I know.
that killed his space guy.
The mysterious truck driver who just
It was a
ran-
hit and run.
Yeah, it was
Because by the time the next shot comes, he's gone.
Yeah, the truck is nowhere to be seen.
Hashtag who's the truck driver?
I know. Seriously.
Sid, hop on, real quick. Really? All right. Oh no, we've been hit. Wait.
Shit, the tail's been hit.
And now we crawl around. So nobody's in the fucking cockpit. Emergency landing.
This is gonna be a big splash. Hold on to your drawers and don't piss in them.
Okay. Oh, but it's a biplane that lands on water?
Yeah, it floats.
Oh, but it's not like skis.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so as we're escaping, Shinra like blows out one of the tails and we sort of like crash into the ocean.
And we're dead in the water on a plane.
Yeah, it floats luckily. It's not supposed to float. It doesn't look like.
No.
She won't fly anymore.
Can we use it as a boat?
Fuck, do whatever you want.
Sid is awesome. Sid, what are you gonna do now?
Dunno. I'm history with Shinra, and I've given up on the town.
How about your wife? How about Shira?
Wife, don't make me laugh. She's just thinking about marrying her gives me chills. What are you guys gonna do?
We're going after a man named Sephiroth. We'll have to get Rufus of the Shinra someday too.
He's like, we're doing this, but you know,
There's other villains.
There's a lot
we
of
need to take
objectives.
care of all of them.
Joining with Cloud is kind of like, you know, you mention to someone like, oh, I'd really like to do something good for the world. And they're like, we volunteer every Wednesday. And you like get there and then they're all wearing the same robes. And they're like, our real goal is to find the one or whatever. Like,
I don't know about any of that, but I guess I'll come along. What the hell? Sign me up!
How about it, everyone?
What?
Let's take a vote.
What a great scene.
I'm all for it.
Glad to be aboard, numbskulls.
Numbskulls.
Numbskulls. Yeah, anyone stupid enough to go up against Shinra nowadays has gotta be a numbskull. I like it.
I like it.
Rufus was going after Sephiroth towards the Temple of the Ancients.
Well, I guess you answered your own question, Paul McCartney.
Really? Where is it? That Temple of the Ancients in blue.
Yeah.
Dunno, that numbskull kid was telling me he was heading the wrong direction, so maybe it's off this way.
Okay. Let's just head for land and get some information. Temple of the Ancients, that name bothers me.
So Sid's on board. Mm-hmm. We're going to head back to land and do something. And luckily, the Tiny Bronco's engines are not flooded.
yeah, and the propellers work perfectly as like boat propellers.
Yeah.
That pull us along.
What do you know?
Yeah.
So now are we gonna like use the propellers like as a boat?
Yeah, you can like steer it around in the shell.
How to fly the Tiny Bronco?
I
It can cross shallow waters and rivers?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which I assume we're going this way.
I think so. Let's go this way.
Yeah, so the Tiny Bronco can like go in the light blue water that just hugs the coast.
Yeah, the shallows.
Yeah, which you can get around a lot of places, but it's hard anyway. This is where I stopped playing when I was playing on my phone on
Yeah.
mobile. Yeah, you can just like turn it off and it'll just pick up wherever you left off. So I was
Right.
driving this thing around on a coastline somewhere, and I put my phone away.
Yeah,
And then I picked it up, and I was like, "Where in the fuck? I'm on a
What
coastline."
coastline is this?
Because you can go pretty much around the world.
Yeah, and I think
on
we
the coast.
start doing that. We gotta make for land. Can we land here?
Yeah. Yeah, you can get off on the beach. Yeah, let's save and then let's make some food.
I'm starving. I really thought we were about to like go find Sephiroth, and then like
thought we were gonna
the disc was, and he was gonna be like, a bunch of shit's going down. Disc end.
The first disc has got to be longer than the other two. There's just no way.
I don't understand how it could be. It could not be.
This is an amazing instructional video of the beer can chicken.
Oh yeah. Are we doing it on the grill? Is that it?
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah. So when we get that lit.
Watch out.
So yeah, before we get going with the Tiny Bronco, we got to stop and eat.
Yeah, we can start preparing to eat, but
Which
it's
I
not,
thought we did this an hour ago, or multiple hours ago. It was like in another episode.
No, it was like an hour ago we were going, we should think about eating.
And now we're like, we should start the process?
Yeah,
now
I
that
don't
we're
think
starving?
we realized how long it was going to take. We forgot how long it takes to cook a whole chicken.
Yeah. So Ryan's getting...
Well, I've got to like wash the chicken and put the rub on it.
Get the gizzards out or whatever.
Yeah,
Giblets.
the giblets.
The giblets.
The giblets.
The studio giblets.
But it's really, really cold.
Yeah.
And unpleasant.
Oh my god. Oh, my hand is so cold.
Is the chicken's cold?
Oh, so cold.
Like refrigerator temperature? Or like it's not a frozen
It's
chicken?
wet and it's cold, and I've
Yeah.
been washing it. It's
Yeah.
like my hand
Oh,
is
yeah.
so cold.
So yeah, what do you think of that last chunk we just played?
I fucking love that.
Yeah, that's
Well, Sid has more actual personality than it. Like, he's not just like a weird yellow condom
Well, they made him like a real character who's gonna be
Right.
there. Yeah.
who like has a lot of spunk personality. I think he's great.
And like his own weapon list.
To say he has a backstory I can relate to is an
I
understatement.
always felt too, like even though I haven't beat it, that part always stuck out to me in my memory. Like that.
Like, it's so clear,
Part
so
is
specific
so-
why he feels how he feels,
Mhm.
and the comedic timing of the whole scene is working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we better fucking light that rocket, otherwise I'm gonna be.
I would be shocked if we do not send
This
to
game
space.
is gonna
I don't know if we
suffer
do,
in
but,
my
like,
ranking of it if we don't get
I
to
would
space.
be absolutely flabbergasted.
Me too. I would be in shock if we can't get to space.
I fucking loved that Cosmo Canyon Part 2.
Yes.
This world's equivalent of like a hippie colony in the desert where they like commune
Right.
with nature and like
Yeah.
are big fans of Native Americans and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? It's
Yeah.
like someplace you'd find out in the Mojave or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Integratron, you know? We could have gone there. That's kind of like that. You know about that, right?
You've, I think, told
I
me.
think you've also researched, it's, this will just jog your memory like immediately. This guy, I don't know, like a JPL engineer or something, some kind of some scientist who like
Rock scientist.
claimed that like aliens had been sending him information about how to build this like structure that through
This antenna.
through its like resonances was going to allow for like some kind of communication with them or some, I don't know, some
Yeah. He
it
had
was
seen
like-
the movie Contact.
it
and
was
was
something
like, what if
where
I was Jodie
this was way
Foster?
before that though. This was like in the 70s or something.
Oh. Well, maybe Carl Sagan told him about his idea for the
I'm
movie
sure
Contact.
Carl Sagan was like into this guy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but like
What does it look
it's
like?
like a dome that the acoustics in it are this like perfect like reverberation room. So like when you're in it, someone on the other side of it will whisper and it sounds like it's inside of your ear. Like
Right.
it creates all these like insane,
That's awesome.
you know, so they go and like there's sound bats there and you can like rent a room and stay and meditate or whatever.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take this dog out for the bathroom.
That chicken is on that beer can.
Should we put it on the grill?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that looks good.
Girl at the store was very enthusiastic about this seasoning.
The Baja chicken seasoning?
Yeah, handling raw meat is weird to me. It's like, I was just sitting here doing this thinking about, like, what if after you die, like, part of the next step is, like, you observe your body through the process of whatever happens to it. And I was like, and this chicken is just watching me, like, recoil as I'm like, oh, it's all cold. And I'm like, rubbing this shit on it. I mean, it would probably be like watching aliens do something to your body that you don't understand at all. And you'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, first, if you don't understand what cooking is, then...
Well, I don't think a chicken probably does.
They're gonna do what...
I mean, just imagine you're like looking down at your body and there's some sort of like weird creature with like tentacles that also have fingers. And it's standing over you and it's got a bunch of like crystals that are floating and it's running them up and down your sides and then it like shoves one in your eye. And you're just going like, I don't understand.
Well, then do I watch them like eventually eat me? Like,
Who knows?
ingest me in some fashion?
Who knows? I mean...
But I just hope that scientists can figure out the replacement so that we don't have to, like, sacrifice in order to save the planet. I just want to do it sacrificeless. What's wrong with that?
Nothing like wrong with it.
I just want everything and give nothing in return.
You just can't always get what you want.
Sometimes you get what you need.
I mean, I wouldn't get too drastic about it. We're gonna eat a chicken, and like, I don't think they're going to impose any kind of...
Yeah, we'll see. Alright, let's put this thing on the grill.
It was a little bit of an ordeal, but not bad.
Yeah.
We eventually get the can and the chicken with minimal cutting ourselves.
Yeah, and the chicken in the grill.
Yeah, so now we gotta wait like an hour.
I think it might be longer.
I think it's like an hour and a half at least. So we get back to the game.
So we landed.
Yeah. You want to change our party around, and we'll get all of our materia off, and...
Oh, it really looks like a dragon.
Longtime listeners of the podcast will know our favorite thing is to look for things that look like dragons.
And yeah, now everything looks like a dragon to us. This does look like a dragon to me.
Yeah, we're looking at the overall map of Final Fantasy VII, and it is, the land masses are in the shape of a dragon.
But I can't say for certain that it's intentional. It just looks like a dragon to me, but I can't tell anymore if like
sure.
that's
I
why.
see like two wings and a tail that
so do
wraps
I,
around.
but you know, like
It can't be unintentional.
You can look at the eyeball on the top, and you
that
can kind of
one
see
there.
like wings.
Yeah,
the rest of it. Yeah, we can change our party. Let's see what Vincent and Sid are all about.
Yeah, first I want to take the materia off of Tifa and Red 13.
Haley, nobody's interested.
You just want a little bit of excitement.
Just a little bit.
So now that we have a sizable party, we're starting to learn one of the wonderful frustrations of this game is if you put somebody away into your PHS,
They keep the materia on them.
and you can't tell if it's on them unless you bring them back into your party, and you
Right.
can't take it off of them unless you bring it back into their party.
So yeah, a few times going throughout the rest of this game, we'll like pull each person into our party individually to remove all the materia. It gets so frustrating.
It gets real. The materia starts to get it bogs you down.
Are we going to that green thing, or what are we trying to
I have no idea. I mean, they were like, let's find land and ask for information.
do? Right. Why can you go on these islands? I'm thrilled that there doesn't seem to be random encounters in this.
No, there's not.
Here we are in the ice area. Maybe.
I'm like finding the Northwest Passage. I'm going everywhere.
Yeah, well, you bumble your way through the Northwest Passage.
Right.
Like, you unintentionally discover the secret route to the New World.
Which didn't actually exist.
I mean, what's that?
I don't know.
Something in a forest? Dragon bones?
Yeah, we come upon what is definitely known as Bone Village.
Yeah.
When looking at the town from the world map, it just looks like a bunch of bones.
Yeah, sticking up out of some woods.
A town of dragon bones.
Welcome to Bone Village, a town for nature lovers.
Oh shit, are we gonna meet Sasquatch?
That's a jet
That's
crashed
fucking-
into a fucking monster skeleton.
That's so cool. That's really fucking cool. It's like a cat the size of a dragon.
Yeah.
With a plane crashed into it. Oh, the man in the black cape? He was looking for the Temple of the Ancients.
This is the right place.
And that's season 4, episode 18.
Yeah, we made it through Rocket Town. We mercifully just happened upon the Temple of the Ancients, a place that we will never be able to find again.
Right. Well, yeah. We're here in Bone Village. The imagery is awesome. There's like fighter jets from the 1970s that have crashed into the bones.
Do you think it's weird that nature lovers come here? Like, to this, like, place with, like, crashed industrial waste mixed with skeletons?
What I like about this part of the game is it's like the humanities and the sciences. It's like if you find the mystic place, and then you find the scientist place, and then you find the nature place.
Yeah,
you know?
but I mean, like, it would be like if some it looks like a strip mine, too. Like, it's all fucked up. It'd be like if you found some, like, granola hippies who were like hanging out at like some abandoned mine going like, this is where nature lovers come. The land is just like raked
It's an
over.
archaeological dig.
Oh, I guess.
They're trying to uncover it, and they're going like, there's a bunch of people going like, who's that idiot in the helicopter fucking up our dig? And
Well,
they're like,
wouldn't that be archaeology lovers or history buffs or something?
Nature falls under all of that, I guess.
In a broad sense.
Yeah. Wasn't there stuff in the Shinra building, a book about nature?
Well, they had a lot of biology books.
Yeah,
there
they
was like
did.
the final stages of land evolution.
Land-dwelling mammals?
Yeah, and you know.
Yeah. Well, what's next week? All of that. Bone Village.
Bone Village. I think we're gonna have to go find a harp or something. Aimless wandering. Looks like.
Saucer.
Chocobo racing.
There's going to be a lot of things that are going on next week.
I believe looking ahead in the timeline, it just scrolling through it quickly, it looks to me like aimless wandering.
That's the best that we can describe for you right now. And with that, please rate and review us on iTunes and wherever you like to rate things. You know the deal. Find us on Facebook and Twitter. We're at NoCat Podcast. Go to the Patreon. Get the stuff. Get a t-shirt.
Yeah, and as always, we greatly appreciate our Patreon supporters.
Right. Yeah, I should mention that. I shouldn't just tell you all to go there, because I do appreciate you people. We love hearing from you guys, and we love when you get in touch.
You know what I like most about this mug, Jeff? Is this handle.
Yeah.
Because you would think it would be too hot, you know, if you had hot coffee in it.
That's true.
Just wrap your hand around it. But they've thought to include an extra piece that you can hold that won't get hot.
I mean, what will they think of next? It's a brilliant invention, the mug. Go get them. With that, here's a little no one can know about this dessert.
Do we have free reign this week? We
Yeah,
didn't, we didn't
I don't
lock
remember.
ourselves into lava cake.
If we did, no, lava cake, we ate that last week.
Let's get the complimentary birthday dessert at Chili's. Just tell them it's your birthday.
Coming right up. Okay, what were you about to ask me?
I was just wondering if anyone has ever thought to assemble like an improv or like sketch comedy super troupe, but not in the terms of like get the best from this school or whatever, but like get like the best mime from the best mime college in France and get like the head writer of SNL or something,
And then like the best clown.
the best clown, get a
right?
clown, yeah.
No.
and like go to every culture and like get the best specific like stage comedy kind of thing.
Things that can only work on their own, but not as a whole on stage.
Well, that it's never been
together.
tried.
You're right.
You know,
You're right.
I mean,
It
some
hasn't
people
been.
would say that Eric Clapton and Carlos Santana is too much guitar, but there was a
But
Crossroads
then it
Guitar
happened,
Festival.
and people were into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. You get like 8 guitar players, and they all solo.
At once?
Well, it was like, you know, Eric Clapton, John Mayer. It was just like this Crossroads Guitar Festival. All the bands came, and they would also go on stage together, and, you know. But who knows? I mean, I'm just saying, I was just thinking of this because I was like, what if an improv troupe had a guy who only did mime?
That
It
would
was like a
be
secret weapon.
fucking
that this
amazing.
guy is the
That's
mime
the idea,
guy.
is that like they're an improv troupe, so
then-
they're doing scenes together.
Right,
And
but
one
they
of them is
each have-
always a
but
clown,
they each
and
have,
one of
like,
them is always a mime, and one of them is always an archetype.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how it works.
One of them is like one of them is Dane Cook.
Yeah, you get exactly, yeah.
And there's a Jeff Dunham.
A ventriloquist.
There's
yes,
a
exactly. Get a
ventriloquist.
ventriloquist
The best
in there.
ventriloquist.
Yeah.
For your super
Preferably
group.
someone who can even
I feel like
throw
that
their
negates
voice.
it being a super
Maybe a
group.
magician too.
Because that's not a comedian.
No, but I mean,
I don't mean
there
to
are
start any
comedy
fights,
magicians.
but yeah, there definitely are. Because like when you first asked me, I'm imagining like the best comedians who are like separate that you would like bring together
I feel
to
like
be a
each
super
one would
group.
have to be more distinct. It would have to be from like different
Right, like that's
schools
the
of
idea
comedy.
that you're talking about is like
We're gonna
and a
combine
kabuki
all
theater
the,
guy
Yeah,
and
we'll
like
combine all the different comedies.
all the masks. And what comes out as the funniest thing ever made is the idea there.
Probably some in the form of some kind of variety show special.
It's just hilarious how like so much about an improv team and something like that is like the dynamic between them, and you're like, they're all their own individual act.
Yeah,
And yet they're together. And
Yet
like,
they're-
it's
for
just
the first time.
we're gonna get a bunch of oils and a bunch
It's
of waters.
like the Traveling Wilburys or whatever, that group. It was like Tom Petty and Roy Orbison and Bob Dylan.
Right.
Nobody cared.
Well, that's that one.